Hey guys, and welcome back to Orbit TV. So, what a night it has been for the Citizen Science Division, our first live drop and PDF of Waking Titans Season 2. Now, in the show today, I've got a special guest, which is Chris from the live drop yesterday. We've got a small interview. I'm also going to be giving you a full rundown of the stuff that happened, so let's get straight into the video. So at around 8 PM UTC, the Waking Titans status command finally updated to show what seemed to be just a random number. It said basically it would start downloading data. As time went on, it started to progress more, and by 9.912 UTC, this command fully updated to show a phone number that we had to call. Now the number is on the screen now, and the command basically showed the number with 8 X's underneath it. Now if you called the number, you were given SSTV data, which was Robot 36. Now if you decoded this, it gave the following 2 images, which are on the screen now. Now this seems to be weather data for certain areas around the world. Now putting them into alphabetical order gave you the message sort by precipitation if you look at the last letter of each word. Now if you do index them by precipitation and look at the number on the right, which is the letter, which is the number, so for example 2 millimeter, you have to look at that, then look at the corresponding letter, so the second letter of that place, and take that letter. If you did that for every single one, you would get the phrase Cafe Bene 19 Sat. Now this is a reference to the live drop that happened in the exact same place, in the exact same time, in Phase 1 of the ARG last year. Now Cafe Bene was a cafe in New York City, but it has now been renamed to Outro New NYC. So the 8 X's in the status command basically translate to Outro NYC because that is the word which fits in between it, which is the location for the live drop. Now this then gave users around 2 hours to get to the cafe, as it was around 7 PM EST when they needed to get there. Now a Discord user by the name of Chris Kerrigan was en route to the location, but during this time, he was actually involved within a small traffic incident. He actually messaged me about it, and basically he was sort of rammed into in the back by complete accident. So he was unable to attend the drop. Now him and his girlfriend are okay, but it was sad to see someone just get so close to go into the live drop just to have to completely leave afterwards. Now, he is not going home empty-handed. Without breaking immersion here, Anna Shell came into the Game Detective Discord just to mention that a possibility of him receiving a metal level 4 Atlas Pass is possible. Now I do have a small interview of Chris that I will put at the end of all the information for the drop. Now due to the nature of what happened, the Waking Titans status command kept on updating to say they are waiting for a CSD member, but after learning of what happened to Chris, they proposed an extension time for the CSD of 2.5 hours. Shortly after this, a Game Detective user by the name of Courage said that they were willing to go and sort things out. They said that they were going with 2 friends, and they went. They met up with the contact, who was dressed in pretty average clothing, and the contact seemed to hold a book of some sort. Now the book is something that we saw in the previous phases of the ARG. Now, after this, Courage was given the very first PDF document of Waking Titans Season 2. And the PDF document does have a lot of interesting things inside, but I will be explaining them later on in the video. Now during the conversation, the player was asked if he was getting enough sleep and that being well rested is very important. Courage left and then took this time to look at the memo. On the back is REMS in permanent marker. Now the community then took this information and figured out that this meant REM sleep, which is a form of sleeping to vividly dream, much like what Emily does or Loop 16 seems to be doing. Players quickly figured out this was the answer to the 10th glyph on Waking Titans. So the answer to the 10th glyph on wakingtitan.com is REM, R-E-M, sleep. It's on the screen now. Now following this answer, Waking Titan prompted players that a status command would shortly update for a CSD preparation form. They messaged this in the chat. If you type status into the Waking Titan terminal now, you are then given a bit.ly link, which links to a survey. Now the survey doesn't really have any right or wrong answers for most of the questions, apart from the 6th question, which is asking you what is the answer. Now inputting capital REMS or capital REM, capital S, and then leap, so sleep, which is case sensitive, which is why I said the capital part. You must input it exactly how it's shown on the screen. It will prompt you to enter your email address to receive leftover information from Lab 319. Now, the current meaning of Lab 319 is confirmed, not confirmed, sorry. I will go over some sort of details of what has been sort of debunked just after I get into the stuff about Chris. But that concludes the live event. It was extremely crazy. You know, we had a lot of stuff going on, especially the Discord was a little bit crazy as well. But thank you to everyone involved who put in the effort to get there, especially Chris and Courage. Like, you guys are stars. Seriously, thank you. Now, before I do get into the theories, I just want to plug the interview which I had with Chris. It's quite short. Just wanted to get his idea on some of the stuff that happened within the ARG. What made you wanna go down and help with the ARG and go to the live drop?
Well, it all started with, you know, just hanging out in the Discord, like, you know, getting excited like everybody else was. And when it started to become pretty clear that, you know, we were going to have another live drop, and that it was going to be an hour and a half, not even, away, I kind of said to myself, you know, holy shit, you know, this might be something I can actually go do. So
yeah.
I ran out into the living room and had to do a little convincing with the girlfriend, but she of course looked at me like I had about 5 or 6 different heads. And are you serious? You want to do this for some stupid video game? And I'm, you know, but kind of kept prodding a little bit, and finally got her to agree to go on this ridiculous last second journey with me. So
yeah.
That's when I ran back to the chat and said, you know, hey guys, I think I can get there. It's going to be kind of tight on time, but I think I can definitely get there in time. And, you know, the rest is history.
And obviously, let's just say higher ups, like Alison Smith, they're willing to wait for you, and you're now potentially a part of the story of the ARG. So how does it feel to be sort of included within it?
Yeah, you know, I think that was actually one of the coolest things is that, despite how, you know, in that moment, it was, you know, heart-wrenching and really disappointing. But,
yeah.
You know, when I take a step back and kind of reflect on everything, I think that was one of the coolest parts of it, is that they actually kind of broke character while staying in character at the same time, if that makes sense.
Makes sense, yeah.
And I think it's really a testament and to how good they are at their jobs, because that was something that they kind of obviously weren't planning for. So someone had to make a last second decision on, you know, okay, well, where do we go from here? And I think, and you know, the guys at ANS have just been so wonderful in this whole process.
Yeah.
I've only had, you know, limited discussions with them since yesterday, but in the discussions I have had with them, they've just been great. So and it's been a really amazing experience.
It's nice to see that you're sort of getting support for what you've done, because you were obviously so willing to go, and you were like 20 blocks down or something, or 10 blocks down, weren't you?
19, yeah.
Yeah, that's just painful. It's just not nice.
That's the worst part. You know, it would have been an easier pill to swallow if we were still 45 minutes out or something.
Yeah. More of a reassurance to everyone, probably who might watch this. Are you okay? Like in general.
Yes, fortunately, everybody involved is okay, including the person that hit us.
Yeah, that's all good.
So there's, you know, only a little bit of, like, you know, minor bruise and a little bit of whiplash, but everybody is okay, thankfully, and that's the most important part.
Yeah, that's what we were all really worried about. When you originally messaged me, I was super worried, and I told people about it, and a lot of people were really worried about you. So it's good that you're okay.
Yeah, I actually have a really funny story about that. So shortly after I messaged you, I was speaking with the police, one of the police officers on the scene, and I had my phone on the hood of the vehicle, and I didn't silence it or mute it, and so because of the live drop going on, I had notifications turned on for the ARG.
Yeah.
And it was just, I mean, the damn thing almost vibrated right off the hood. The cop looks at the phone, he looks at me, then he looks back at the phone again, like right in the middle of a conversation, and goes, "Do you need to get that? Because I can wait."
Yeah, I probably didn't help, because I kind of told everyone about him, and I assumed you got a lot of pings in the main chat about that.
I think a lot of people in the Twitch stream and in the Discord, going back and looking at it now, were worried that my phone had died, because I did make a mention that I forgot to bring a phone charger with me, and so when we got there, I was at about 50%, and in that, I think 10-minute time frame between setting the phone down and that exchange and actually being able to get back in the chat myself.
Yep.
I think that sucked about 15% out of my phone. I actually had to go buy a charger for the ride back.
That's dedication, dude. Just to sort of wrap it up, is there anything you want to say to Discord, Twitch, game detectives, YouTube people, Twitter, anything really? Is there anything you want to say to them?
You know, just everybody from top to bottom, from Twitch to Discord, to even I've had a few people on Twitter reach out to me and Reddit. Everybody has just been so great, and I have received hundreds, at least, of private messages and pings and tweets and you know, asking if everybody was okay and wishing me well, and people wanting to set up like GoFundMe's and stuff, which is just totally not necessary. And it's been a really humbling, amazing experience, and I couldn't have asked for a better response from the community. And quite frankly, when all this first happened, I couldn't have even imagined that this is how it would have turned out. To be honest, I'm just glad that someone was able to complete the drop. That was actually one of the things I was worried about, is, you know, believe it or not, after everything is, you know, great. Now, if I can't get over there, there's some poor guy sitting at a table in a cafe. God knows how long he's been sitting there. Yeah. We're just waiting. And, you know, ANS has put so much time and effort into this ARG. And I didn't want it to be all for nothing. And so I'm just glad that Courage was able to kind of pick up where I left off. So, you know, I give him a lot of kudos and props to him as well, because
definitely.
That was another spur of the moment thing where he just, you know, he did what I did, just picked up his things and said, well, screw it, I'm going to go do it. So the community's been great. I've been having a lot of really nice interactions with people in the ARG Discord and just all over the No Man's Sky community in general. So I can't thank everybody enough. It's been great.
Now on to the weird things and theories which we found. Firstly, the PDF document. At the top, we have sites which are going to probably be used, alongside the part which mentions the ARG being on time. Now we have MYATWT, which is obviously Myriad, Atlas, and Waking Titan. Might be wrong on that, but that's the biggest possibility of that. But we do have two brand new sites, which are WR and CR. We have no idea what these possibly mean yet, so we really are just going to have to wait for this, unless someone brute forces it again, but let's hope that doesn't happen. So the PDF also has some highlighted words or scribbled out words in black, which come to preparation peer support groups. Again, the meaning of this is completely unclear, but in the previous phase of Waking Titan, there was a memo from either Elizabeth Layton or Sophia Dubois, but I can't really remember, that it basically hinted that members of the Atlas Foundation were going to get support groups due to the stress. This could be a link to that, but again, everything's so up in the air, it's completely unconfirmed right now. Now, the PDF also mentions that the next phase of Waking Titan is going to be challenging, so we can only probably wait for the Atlas Passes to arrive. Personally, I think the next phase will be activated when 3/4 of the Atlas Passes have arrived, or at least have been shipped out. The YouTube link at the bottom, you can see at the bottom of the PDF, links to a song by Peter Gabriel, which is Deep Forest While the Earth Sleeps. Now, this is most likely a hint to REM sleep and getting a lot of rest, probably just another hint, so in case we didn't put it together, we could put it together through this. Now, a lot of conversation has been also thrown around in the Discord about Lab 319. Now, there is a site, a Russian website called Lab 319, but please be aware it's a huge possibility that this is not related to the ARG, due to it having ties with an actual company which makes profiting money. So this isn't a fictional company, this is an actual company involved. I could definitely be wrong here, but I do think the chances of this site being related is extremely slim due to it actually having profitable stuff around it. You're more than welcome to look into it, but please be aware that because of the nature of the stuff involved, like the whole site actually being able to profit off stuff, I really don't think this is something which Alison Smith or Waking Titan would have anything involved with. Now, apart from that, that pretty much sums up everything that happened. As always, huge plug to the Discord, where most of this stuff gets solved alongside eTark and alongside the Game Detective Discord as well. We all sort of work collectively together in solving all of this, so thank you everyone. In the Discord, we have a spreadsheet made by Kaz and a form which he's made so you can quickly input all of your Atlas Pass data if you are in possession of one. We can document it for you and it can all be online, so we can sort of see if there's any differences or stuff that we can put together for it. We also have many channels for you to talk in, alongside a news channel which basically puts stuff together and condenses everything you need to know into a handy small channel so you don't get flooded with messages, and you can just see that. If you do join, links in the description. Also, check out the Game Detective Discord, because that's absolutely fantastic, and the wiki, which they constantly work on and is an absolute godsend. Now, thanks for tuning back into Orbit TV. It's going to be one hell of a ride, and we've only just started. Take care. Orbit out.